The political system of ancient Ghana was built like a ladder, with power flowing from the top down. At the very peak stood the King of Ghana, the supreme ruler of the empire. He was not seen as an ordinary man, but as a divine figure whose authority touched every part of life, political, economic, religious, and social. Because of this sacred status, the king was rarely seen in public. When he addressed his people, he often did so from behind a curtain, and his presence was announced by the beating of drums. He lived in a vast palace complex, appearing adorned in gold, surrounded by servants carrying shields and swords decorated with gold. Beneath the king was a council of ministers, led by a prime minister who advised him on the affairs of the empire. These ministers were first chosen from powerful local chiefs, but after Islam spread into Ghana, Muslim scholars also became part of the council. Ancient Ghana also had a structured judicial system. Local courts handled minor cases, while more serious matters moved upward through a court of appeal to a Supreme Court. The Supreme Court was led by a Chief Justice, who also served as a legal advisor to the king himself. Justice, however, was not always predictable. One recorded practice involved a trial by ordeal where the accused drank a bitter liquid vomiting meant innocence, while failure meant guilt. Across the empire, the king appointed provincial governors to rule conquered territories in his name. These governors maintained peace, collected taxes, and sent regular tribute back to the royal court. But over time, this system weakened the empire. Some governors became powerful enough to challenge the central authority. To enforce his rule, the king relied on a strong military. Ancient Ghana maintained a regular army of 20,000 to 30,000 soldiers, along with a personal royal guard of 5,000 men. Yet by the end of the 11th century, the army grew too weak to protect the empire's vast borders. Ancient Ghana's government was both its greatest strength and its greatest weakness. Centralized power created wealth and order, but decentralization ultimately led to collapse.